Hey guys, welcome back. This is Russell Linville. I'm a sports PT, and this is the Become a Better Human project. Today we're Saturday, right? So it's a squatter day. So we're talking today about the split squat, and this is week number 2. Last week we talked about the air squat. So again, if you want to rehash, you can go back and watch the video from last week. But today we're going to be talking about a very quad-biased movement pattern that we do with a lot of our ACLs to start loading into knee flexed positions. One of the things we see after injury is that people want to avoid flexing their knee under load, right? So an eccentric quadriceps muscle activation. Either they don't have the strength or their motor control is poor, or there might be some fear avoidance. So this is a position we try to do to teach these people how to move better, right? Get stronger. So what we'll go through today is some of the positioning that I look for and how to bias it for your patient. So if you think about last week, we talked about was ankle mobility, right? We did a knee driver to the wall, make sure that your ankle has enough closed chain range of motion to actually descend into a squat position. So that's going to be important again today for us to target the appropriate muscle group that we want to target. We also talk about bony morphology of the hips and how that can affect your neutral spine position. So those are all things we want to keep in mind. And we'll probably grab a dowel today as well, and if we need to, and maintain a neutral spine if you're having trouble with this. So what I like to do is start off by rehashing on the air squats. Air squat, feet shoulder width apart. Remember, you descend and ascend, down and up, without letting your knees cave inward. This caved inward position, we call that dynamic knee valgus. A lot of times it's either due to poor motor control, which is your ability to control the range of motion as you ascend and descend, or if you're doing something like landing from a jump and your knees cave inward, you just might not be strong enough to tolerate the load that you're imposing on your lower extremities, so you fall into a position of, for lack of a better term, of comfort, right, instead of absorbing the impact and landing. So the split squat's a great way, I think, to start training the quads to take the load as you land from something like a jump, or if you want to do something more powerful like a single leg squat, for instance. So split squat, without further ado, simply looks like a lunge position, right? You get into 1 foot back, 1 foot forward, you descend downward, and you ascend following that position. If we look from the side, foot stays stable. I have 90% of my weights in my front leg. Just my toes are down in the back. I should be able to lift my toes up and down in the back foot without changing my hip or body position with my front leg. And again, you're just descending down and ascending. A couple key points here. As you descend, you want to make sure that your body weight is actually positioned a little bit forward. If we look at your hip position here, as you descend, a lot of people are going to want to sit back and they want to get a vertical shin here. So now we're taking load here and my back leg as well. What I actually want to do is shift my center of mass forward, and some people might not agree with this, but knees over toes is okay position to be in. Think about when you run, land, jump, or whatever in sports, you're not caring about making sure your shin stays vertical. Actually, it's a very unnatural position. Things we do when we squat, our shin's supposed to translate forward, right? This is much more athletic and powerful position than this. So that's what we're training. You descend into a squat position, single leg, hold that position. Right here we'll do iso holds, or we'll do repetitions where we do pulsing, or we'll grab dumbbells and do weighted split squats like that. You should feel this in your quad. If you feel it in your glutes or your hips or your calves, you're probably shifted too far posterior. You need to shift forward. So this right here is a split squat. Why don't you guys go and practice it and leave some comments and tell me what you think. Again, my name is Russell Linville. This is the Become a Better Human project, and today was all about the split squat. Thanks.